It probably won't show up for a minute. There's a big red button.
Yeah, there's a big button that says live. And there's a big button that says leave call too. I wonder which one I should
Oh,
press.
Jesus.
I will
There's a big red button that says leave call. I'd rather you didn't.
There's also one that needs help, but I don't need that.
Oh, did we start? Do you want to do Audacity?
Yeah, we could do Audacity real fast. We just have to clap at the same time, right?
Yeah.
All
Do you
right.
have it on?
Yeah, I got it.
I've had mine on for the past like 25 minutes.
Oh, alright, I should have done that too. Alright.
No, it's fine.
Alright, yep, I'm starting to record.
All right. Clap count already.
You got
3, 2, 1.
Alright, dope.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Dude, I was so tempted just to make it like a second off on purpose, just so when you're trying to listen back to the audio, it's always just ever so slightly off.
It's just ever so slightly off. That would be rude.
I'd love it though.
Anyways.
Alright. Anyways.
Yes.
Hello there.
Hello. Yes. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, this is Duckman. He's someone who was not in the session 0, but that's fine, because he is still going to be playing with us. He is playing a character named Yori. Do you wanna say something quick about Yori?
You know,
if that is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, it's Yori. Yori, my boy, my good child, is a funny little elvish looking dude. It's decently tall, white hair that just crawls out of the back, decently long. He's not the way he really moves himself, he's not super confident, and the average person wouldn't really see nothing. But yeah, no. He's just a nice little dude who's looking up to his bigger brother.
Yeah, his bigger brother named.
His bigger brother goes by the name of, not checking my notes, Aldwin.
Aldwin.
Yep.
Aldwin is going to be super cool. So we are going to play through your backstory here. What race and class is your little boy?
Is
your imaginary friend?
Yeah. Yori is a Eladrin. He is a level 2 paladin, level 1 cleric. So a nice little religious multi-class.
Yay! We have someone with morality. Lenai does not have any morality.
Nah,
Lenai is the last episode that we had.
Gotcha. You're gonna have to wait on another character for that one.
Morality, rude.
My boy, he might like Jesus, but he also might like the anti-Jesus. We'll find out today, I guess.
We'll find out today. So, Yori, as his little Eladrin, that's an elf, right?
It is a type of elf. I can. Yes.
He's a Fey elf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fairy elf
of the Fey. Yeah.
Lovely. I'm so good at this. Okay, I'm so good at D&D.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so Yori wakes up in his bed on a regular day to the sound of his brother training with a sword outside of his room.
Fuck, not again. It's too early. As he gets up, his room is a bit smaller than him. Like, you can notice that he has to like bend down a little bit just to get out of his room into the hallway. All of the stuff is just a bit too low for him, to the point where he has to pretty much crouch for most of it.
Why is his room so small?
It just is, dude. It's a village with people who are not too big.
Okay then. Okay. So he is Waking up, you see your brother not wearing any armor, but he does have a full sword on the outside, or outside, and just breaking into things. And you watch him as he takes down one of these, what's it called, training dummies, and he cuts it down, and it falls apart.
Mm. Ah, Christ. Hey, bro.
Aye, what's going on?
You better watch out for those a bit. We can't keep buying or making them.
I think you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You know, if you just keep making them, I can keep breaking them, and then I get better at breaking them, and you get better at making them.
Alright. I ain't getting paid to make these. You don't make money yourself.
Um, no, but I can fight things for money.
And how's that going for you so far?
I've only gone out on about one quest,
Mm-hmm.
but the Adventurers Guild is great.
Good,
Um,
good, good.
they don't have a lot of jobs, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't need any. Honestly, I was curious why you wanted to keep doing this even after all of the monsters have either assimilated or just outright gone at this point.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel something in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It, what? It was only like 200 years ago that the sun was eaten. I feel like
Yes, yes,
something's got
yes.
to happen soon, right?
I think you're being too optimistic or pessimistic. I can't really decide which one at this point.
I'm hoping to become a great hero. I feel like that's optimistic. But for that to happen, we also have to end the world or come close.
Hmm.
So you decide whether it's optimistic or pessimistic.
Alright, I will also decide what we are eating today. As as
Uh,
my boy,
yeah, I need food.
hmm as Yuri just goes into the kitchen, looks through the cupboards, sees if he can find anything feasible to eat.
Um, sure. I'm gonna ask you to roll perception check on that.
You got it, Chief. And that is a 18.
It's an 18.
You know it.
You find eggs, you find some ham, you find some bread that you got enough stuff to make food.
Alrighty. Now, Yuri likes making food. He's just not good at it. So what he does is he cracks an egg, gets the ham all cut up, and then thinks to himself, "God, what could I do with this bread?" And then cuts up the bread and puts it all into an omelet. So he just
He
just
puts bread into an omelet.
he puts the bread and ham into an omelet. Yes. So
Okay.
after just
Um,
making this concoction, just plating
hold
it,
on.
getting it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna. What do you think someone would roll for cooking?
I would probably guess. I guess a general maybe wisdom
Oh,
or
hmm.
wisdom or intelligence save.
I'm going to ask. I'm gonna ask you to roll wisdom check, just a base wisdom check,
Base wisdom
and
check.
yeah,
You
just
got
a
it.
base wisdom check, and we'll find out how that goes.
21. Good rolls today, boy. You can't defeat my
Okay.
breaded ham omelet.
Uh, you know how people always say that some food tastes really good, even if it's just like the most opposite bullshit,
Hmm.
like chocolate oranges or something like that?
Or like
That's
my
kind of what
favorite
this ends up
recipe.
being.
Yeah, macaroni chocolate. Yeah.
It's very similar to like a breakfast burrito,
Hmm.
but it's more like breakfast with the burrito on the inside, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can still taste the burrito. It's just.
You can still taste like toast,
Hmm.
but somehow it's not wet and gross from being inside eggs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's just what it takes to be good at cooking. I don't know what to tell you.
Yori is a master of cooking.
He has never done it before, and he's a fucking pro.
So you make this breakfast contraption.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your brother comes in practically dripping with sweat.
Oh.
It looks like he's been up for a few hours.
Bro, when did you wake up for this?
I, you know, I don't sleep a lot anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this would make me tired, and then it went on for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, as long as you're having fun with it now, you can sleep a little bit easier later, and I don't have to wake up to you smacking different structures in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that was my last one, by the way. I'd love some more if you could
Mm,
make them.
of
Do you
course.
have time today?
Today, I think I should have a bit of time, just have to head to the shop. Or if you can go to the shop and finally do some chores.
Uh, what do we need?
Just,
If you write me a list, I'll gladly do it. But
well, I mean, you're illiterate. I'm not gonna.
fair
The,
enough.
hmm
You're not you're not on.
Last time I told you to get bread, you just grabbed a ton of books. I don't know. As Yori just grabs his plate,
I was at the library.
as Yori grabs his plate, puts it down on the table. Just you know, putting his own plate down on the table, eating it by the hand. Well, I
Say that
mean,
again.
he puts both plates of the omelet down on the table, and then he just eats his barehanded.
Eats it barehanded.
Yeah, he grabs it like a burrito and then eats it like that. As he goes, all we just need is eggs and a bit more meat, if you can grab some. Just something to.
Um,
Just enough protein
I
to
can do
keep
that.
that arm swinging.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pop over to the I think I'm gonna pop over to the the Adventurers Guild here. They're small. They pretty much only have uh, bronze quests, but I don't think that's the
Hmm.
worst, especially if it's just my second one.
Yes,
But
yes,
we'll
yes.
see if they have anything this time around.
Alright. And this time around, try to find a party in the next few times at least. You going on your own is never a great idea.
Well, that's why I got this fancy plate armor. He
Mm.
points over to the armor that he has sitting in the corner.
But you need to wear it. You can't just make it look fancy.
Uh, I don't want to get it dirty, you know. Um, I
Yeah.
get I
You're
I don't
going to
want to get it
kill
dirty. It
yourself
costs
if
a
you
lot
do
of
not wear
money.
that. If you do not wear that, you're going to kill yourself.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, fine. Fine for you. I'll wear it. I'll I'll put it on if I get a quest. How about that?
Alright, we'll go with that. I
We'll
understand
go with
it's a bit heavy, especially with the heat around here. But
that. Yeah.
no harm in not dying while you're. What are you going to do this time? Hit a couple of pigs around? Just
Um,
something.
maybe, maybe I'll go check out what's going on with the church.
Hmm. You mean the one that people keep disappearing in?
Yeah, well, we don't really have many other adventurers around here.
Mm-hmm.
There is only two of us. Our guild is practically a shack. So I was thinking, if I beat something like that, that was, causing a lot of people to go missing, maybe we could upgrade it a little bit, or Or I could go to the city. I could go to Aloran. Um, and that would be cool.
I'd rather you just go to Lauren. Honestly, I have no clue what's in that church. Don't want to
Um,
mess with the unknown.
but that's the fun part, trying to figure out what's going on.
I'll never understand you as he just gets up, throws his plate into what is equivalent to a sink, as he just goes, Alright, I'm off to go build a few of your dummies to go smack around a bit more. Remember, get the
Um,
supplies, don't take too long at the church.
no, of course not. Why would I take too long looking into a old brick building that people keep disappearing out of, seeing what's going on in the windows?
Mm-hmm. Just don't go inside, I swear to God. We do not need another problem with the
No.
guardsmen.
I, here's the thing. If I disappeared, then I don't have to deal with the guards.
Here's the thing, if you disappear, then I have to deal with you not being here.
Would that be so much of a problem?
It would. Surprisingly, I do enjoy your company.
That is fairly surprising, considering how much you complain about me.
Mm, brotherly love, let's call it.
Fine, if that's what you want to call it. He takes his plate and tosses it aside, giving you the dirty stuff, and goes, "All right, I'm gonna take what we have left of the money for the week, and go to the shops. I'll go grab some of the basics, essentials kind of stuff."
Sounds perfect. Just don't go spending too much.
Of course not.
Alright. And yeah, no, I'll just get started working on some more dummies. Seeing whatever I can piece together.
You take the old pieces of his dummies and start, fixing them up.
hmm Probably just
Um,
applying, just trying to tie it together with literal pieces of like string and straw and all that.
and you take his. Hold on, give me one moment.
You got it. Whoa, he's gone. Hello there, Tofuva. How are you doing? What's happening with you, Chief? Just waiting. Can't entertain a chat of you by myself, but I can attempt to at least. Okay. You just sent a heart on the left. I cannot. Ooh. Nope, not back yet. Yeah, hope this background stuff's been fun for you. I'll listen to yours upcoming. Just gonna attempt at the very least to. Oh, camera, come on, baby. Nope, camera's still not great. Oh yeah, that's fine. But oh, Heinrich, you there?
Hello, I'm
Hello
back.
there. Yay!
Welcome,
Alrighty.
welcome.
You left me alone.
I did. You are lonely, anyways. Uh,
I know.
Going back to Yori, as he is alone, fixing up his little dummies and things.
Mm-hmm.
You see your brother's armor sat in the corner, reminding you of how much he spent on it for never using it. And
Mm.
I want you to roll perception.
Perception, you got it.
Perception or investigation, whichever one you want.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm better in perception, so I'll actually, yeah, no, perception. That is a 18.
That is an 18. You've rolled twice, and they've both been very high.
I've rolled 3
Um,
times and they've been very high, excuse you.
oh, you're wrong. Or I'm wrong.
You are just
You're always wrong.
illiterate. I am not.
I disagree.
I
I'm not
disagree. You are
illiterate.
false. I am very literate.
I'm always right.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Aldwin is the illiterate one. Okay,
Yeah.
so you see a little insignia, one that you don't recognize, and it's not from the Adventurers Guild. But you see a little insignia uh, put on the back of his armor, like on the inside of the back, where no one would really see it.
Hmm. All right. What does it look like?
It looks like a scythe.
Hmm.
You see a scythe with a little bit of an open eye in the background, overlapping what it looks like. So you see it and you recognize it. It looks to be similar to the one on the church, not the same, but it looks very similar.
Okay. I'll just look at the armor a bit weirdly, and then I'll pick up a just like short sword we have in the house, and then I'll just start walking towards the church.
You start walking towards the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, you walk towards it. You pass a couple of people on the way. Um, you have a couple of people try to talk to you with minimal success. Um, with minimal success, as you seem to have a plan in place, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, you walk all the way to the church on the outskirts of town. It looks broken and cobbled together, cement out of place, bricks falling down. Um, and all the doors and windows are all boarded shut. Um, you see someone outside who seems to be crying a little bit, and she's staring at the wall. She's staring at the church, wailing uh, silently to herself, with just tears dripping down.
Yori will cautiously walk over there, pulling the sword out of his sheath just a little bit, as he's like, um, hello, how, uh, any help I can offer you?
Um, are you a guard, or are you an adventurer or something? My husband walked in there, and he hasn't come out yet. But he was looking for my son. I don't know what to do. Uh,
I am not an adventurer myself, but I know one. I can try to, I can attempt to
that would
find him.
be wonderful. Could you go get him? I will pay whatever you need. I told my boys not to go in there. One of them did anyways, and my husband went looking for him, and I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, yes, of course. I'll be back right away as Yori sheaths the sword and then sprints all the way towards the grocery store, attempting to find Aldwin.
You are sprinting on your way over to the marketplace that Aldwin was at. And uh, can you roll a dex save for me?
Dex save, you got it. Um, that is a 12.
Is a 12?
Yep.
That does not succeed against what I rolled with my
I
online.
die instantly.
Piano falls from the sky. You just get fucking crushed. Campaign done.
Campaign ending. Make a new
Yori gets
character.
removed. Can you roll 4d6 for me 6 times?
Yeah.
Um, hey, character creation jokes. Okay, you uh with your 12, you don't see him as a guard steps out in front of you and you run directly slamming into his studded leather armor. And he
Oh,
goes, "Hey mate, where are you going with that sword there?"
apologies, just searching for my brother is all.
Sure, sure. Why do you have a sword?
I went to go search for him. I believe he's around here somewhere. I suspected he went by the abandoned church, so I just kept myself armed.
All right. That would make sense. You shouldn't go in there. Right? It's blocked off for a reason.
Yes, yes, I understand that, but uh, just he's not the brightest. He typically goes into places like that himself.
Yes,
If
but he has a license to do so. He
uh,
passed the tests. You haven't.
well, if you could pass by, that would be fantastic.
All right, kid. Uh, I'm gonna take this sword from you. I will give it back to your brother. Um,
Do you
but
have a clue
you
where he
not.
is?
He's probably over there. I don't know.
Fuck's sake. Alright, he's gonna throw the sword at the guard and then just like in the sheath, of course. He's not gonna javelin it. But
Roll to hit, motherfucker.
as
Roll initiative, bitch.
roll initiative against the town guard. As
Yes.
Yori will just toss the sheath with the sheath in at the guard, as he will just sprint over to where he believes his brother is.
Okay. So you just toss the sheath at him. It sort of just falls to the ground as he turns to look at you as you're running away. Um, you see Aldwin squinting at a piece of paper.
Of course. As Yori will just run up behind him, just grabbing his shoulders. Aldwin, Aldwin.
Yeah, mate. What's going on?
There's somebody went into the church. They need help.
Oh shit. I'm assuming they haven't come out, have they?
Well, just a woman told me that her husband, some kids, I don't know, just went in and they haven't been out yet.
Of course not. Oh, kids. Oh, that's. Uh,
They're
I was
willing to
joking about
pay.
going in there.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
that's great.
All right,
I didn't want to go. Okay,
I can get
okay,
one of the
okay.
guards.
Um, I'll do it. It's fine. I'm supposed to protect this world from monsters. That's what I'll do. Uh, I'm gonna go grab my armor. You go make sure that she's okay. Um, I'll be back soon. Okay.
Okay,
Just take care of them. I'll be back in just a minute.
you got it. As you know, Yori just sprints back to the lake. He's sprinting at much less of a pace, trying to sprint at this point, um, but completely out of breath, sadly. As
He has asthma.
my man did sprint from out of town back into town and then is trying to go out of town again.
Piss.
Oh, he wishes he could. But
Okay.
he's just trying to run back to where the lady is.
Um, he runs back towards the crying woman, and you see her trying to pull boards off of the door.
Uh, ma'am, please, there's an adventure coming. It, it'll be just a second till he's here.
I I know, but look, I can't sit around here and do nothing. Okay.
I understand you're worried. If you wished, getting more guards would most likely be wise.
Guards in this town don't do shit. There's like three of them, and all they do is stand around.
Well, yes, I understand that, but going in yourself will only be more harmful to your family.
I You see tears like streaming down her face. She goes, I will not deal with this alone. I'm not going to lose my family and not do anything about it. She says this, pulling off the last board on the door. And you see her open the knob. You have a second to react if you do.
Yori at this point in his life would most likely just freeze up.
Yori freezes watching this woman open the door to a abandoned church. She walks inside as your brother comes up, running up behind you. I was, hey, why did she go in there? I don't even want to go in there.
She was just
What?
determined to
Okay,
find her
fill me
family.
in on
I
what's
don't.
going on, quick.
That woman, her family went in there. They haven't come out, and now she's determined to be in there. I don't.
That sounds great. Okay, so how many people are in there?
Maybe, and anywhere between 3 and 4 at this point. I'm guessing.
Okay, and he like looks at the thing quizzically. He goes, I don't hear anything and I don't see anything. Okay.
Well, it's abandoned
I'm
for a
gonna go in
reason.
there. You should go grab some guards. As many as you can. I We don't have that many, but as many as you can, because something's gonna happen. I know something's gonna happen.
Well, then shouldn't I stay here if something happens?
What can you do right now? I mean, you don't have a license to do anything, and you know for sure that they're not gonna let you do it by yourself. Okay, fine. You can watch me go in. If you see anything happen, I'm going to yell, and you're gonna go get the guards, and you're not going to come in here. Do not enter this church, okay?
Uh, sure, fine.
He holds out his like pinky for a pinky promise and goes, "Promise me you won't enter this church, no matter what."
Yori just looks at him and goes, "You should probably go find her."
Okay, that wasn't a promise. I'm gonna hold you to it. Don't come in this church. He turns around, walks up, unsheathing his long sword, putting down his helmet. He walks up the stairs. He goes, "Ma'am, I'm coming in. Don't freak out. I'm coming to help. Okay, I'm on my way." He opens the door. He pushes open this heavy wooden door with a creak. And as he walks in, you see that symbol that was against the back of his armor shine through. And this black glowing comes off of his armor. And he closes the door, and you see nothing, you hear nothing. I would like you to roll Arcana for me.
Alright. You got it. Arcana. That's a 22.
That's a nat 20.
No, that's not a nat 20. A nat 20 would be a 23.
You got a 20 though.
Yeah, well, I got a 19. That's a 22.
Oh, you got a 22. Oh,
Yes.
that's what you said. You got 22.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm bad at math. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You got with a 22, you saw a little flash right as the door closed. You're not going to be able to see him inside of this church because he's not in the church anymore. You saw that little flash, you recognize it from some demonstration that you saw a long time ago. He teleported.
Noticing this, Yoru will immediately open the door and just look through the door, contemplating.
You open the door. You hear yelling from the distance. You hear that same guard that stopped you, the one that took your sword. He goes, hey, get away from there. I told you don't do anything. I knew this was a bad idea. I'm gonna go get your brother. If you don't come down right now.
He's in there.
Uh, you can see there's no one in there.
Yuri is gonna look off to the guard, look off to the doorway, and then just enter through.
You walk through.
Yes.
You walk into this doorway, something that should feel normal. It should feel like a church. It should be that empty, loud ringing of the reverb that you get. But instead, you feel a slam behind you. The door shuts, and that same cold that entering an old church would bring, you feel it wash over your entire body. And in a blink, you open your eyes to see a desert of black sand.
Alright. Looking around, he will immediately just panic and then try to open the door again.
You turn around to open the door, and it's not there. You
Oh,
turn around
fuck,
again,
fuck, fuck, fuck.
looking at what's going on around you, and you see nothing. There is a couple trees, there is black desert, and then over the ridge of some mound of black dirt and black sand, you see a figure of a woman with a scythe and giant moth wings flying, looking down over four people. Uh, and it's about 100 yards away if you would like to try and do something. But you see her raise her scythe.
Yoru is gonna immediately just continue to look back, open and close his eyes, just thinking this is a dream as he stares off into the distance. He's gonna slowly start to walk, attempting to run, but not fully able to.
Attempting to run, you get closer to this raised scythe. She makes eye contact with you, and you see a glowing white eyes, a pair of glowing white eyes staring back at you as a big grin comes across her face, and she drops her scythe, swinging it towards the group of four people. Um, and you watch them all fall, collapsing uh, onto the sand, dousing the black with more red and more color than seems to have ever come here before.
Mm. Yoru will immediately run towards where he presumes his brother was. Uh,
Uh, he seems to run towards the floaty woman.
mhm.
He runs. You will run towards this moth winged woman after watching her kill these four people. And upon getting close to her, you watch uh, one of them die. You watch them sort of give up and stop breathing. Um, and you see armor on the one lying next to them. That same black or that same white armor cast with a black image of a moth or of an eye and a scythe. And you recognize it now. It is the true magic sign uh, of an old death goddess, someone who was not someone who is not worshipped anymore, but used to be a very long time ago.
Uh, Saying this, yeah, no, he is still gonna freeze up. Um, Not really able to do anything as he's just shaking into the sand.
You hear a weak voice as you're in the sand. You hear a weak voice coming from this suit of armor. I I told you not to go in the church. I told you not to come. Who would have
I'm
expected this, right?
sorry. I should have gotten
That's
someone
okay.
else.
You, Yeah, those guards might have been a good idea.
Mm,
What's you got to get out of here. I don't think she's gonna let any of us live. But if you run away now, she'll. He starts like trying to get up on his elbows, trying
yeah,
to.
Yo is just still gonna stand there as he is just he's pretty much forcing his body to move across the sand, just just pretty much dragging his feet towards his brother. Uh,
Your brother trying to climb up out of the sand, raising his sword as he is weakly like what's it called,
hmm.
as he's weakly getting up, holding it as more of a walking stick at this point, holding his chest. Um, I guess, other way. You have to go the other way. Okay, Yori?
We'll alright, we'll get out here. It'll be fine.
He's coughing. He goes, I don't I don't think it will be fine. I don't think I'll be able to make it out, but if you run right now, I think I can hold her off for just enough time, okay?
Alright, Yuri will look at his brother and then just sprint the other way.
Sprint the other way away from him.
Yes.
As you start sprinting the other way, you notice that clambering over another hill. I would like you to make a dex check for me quick.
Okay. Dex.
Just base dex.
That's a 2.
It's a 2.
Yes.
You run trying to get up this hill of sand to get away from this woman as your brother stands against her, and you fall slipping on the sand, falling all the way back down, making no progress. But you see, you fall.
In his mind, he's just thinking like, fuck, sorry, I should have just stayed at home. Should have just stayed at home. As he's just continuing to try to clamber up the hill.
You make it
Mm.
just up the hill, just enough to climb all the way up and get a peek of what's on the other side as you see yourself against a hill, and you see a moth-winged woman looking down at your brother, almost as if it's a reflection, but it's not a reflection. It's it's the right way. You're looking at the back of your own head. You're looking at what's happening behind you. You see the moth-winged woman, her face split in half, one eye looking towards this side of you, the other eye looking directly at your brother as she handles her scythe, slowly raising it, looking down, and you see her smiling face grow just a little bit wider as she
Oh,
drops the scythe, slamming it down on top of your brother, uh, where there is barely anything that would be noticeable anymore. You don't you The armor falls to the ground, dented and broken, with blood stricken all over it.
Yori will just angrily turn around, sprinting at the moth monster now, aiming to grab his brother's sword.
You run down all the progress you just made after falling, all broken again, and you make it to the armor. The sword seems to be undamaged, but you see the helmet lying there next to you, covered in his blood. Filled with rage, you look up at her, and she goes, "Oh, darling, I don't think that's meant for you."
He will just angrily try to slash at her.
You take a swipe at her. Make an attack roll.
Alrighty, that is 10.
It's a 10.
Hmm.
You take a slash towards her, and it fails. It passes through part of her tail. Um, and she goes,
Good.
"Oh, come on! You know you can't kill me. You
You
know that you have nothing against me."
bitch! As he'll just keep trying to make slashes.
She floats up a little bit higher, out of your reach, as she looks down and she goes, "Oh, Patsy, Patsy, Patsy mortals, you know, I'm not quite sure what your plan is here. You all keep
He's
entering my realm."
he's just gonna try to throw the sword at her as she's talking.
Make a ranged attack with disadvantage.
Then in that case, you got yourself a very sweet 7.
7. You throw it, and you watch it pass through her body, not connecting, and fall into the sand below where you are standing, off in the off in a little pile away from you. And you see her uh, look at it for a second. She opens her hand, and the sword gets swallowed by this desert sand. And then she goes, "Oh, these messy bodies. I don't deal with that gross stuff. That's my brother. He deals with all that. I'll give it to him." And you watch as she looks towards the bodies standing next to you. She opens her hand, and one by one, the mother, the father, the child that you watched die, and then your brother falling through.
He he just tries to lunge at his brother to keep him there.
You lunge. Do you want to make a athletics check for me?
Sure. That's a 20.
That's a 20.
Yeah.
You lunge towards him, and you're able to grab the top of his armor. You grab onto his chest plate and his helmet, but sadly, there's nothing really connecting it anymore. The body was sort of crushed enough that it falls through the hole, and you pick it up, leaving bloodstains where your hands were. Uh, oh, that's still. You know what? You can keep it. It's sort of a parting gift. Anyways, you watch her raise her scythe again. She goes, "You can't enter the realm of a death god without expecting to die,
Who the fuck
unless you
even
have
are
something
you?
to offer." Oh, oh, you don't know who I am. Well, here's the thing. I'm Oyinos. I know it's a horrible spelling. I'm sure you can see it on the church, but that's my church. All right. Um, Maybe if I send you back, will you tell people? Eh, will you tell people to stop entering my church? You'll still die. Don't worry. You will die in what, 4 days? 4 days should get the message across. If you tell people to stop entering my church, and then you deal with all of your mortal business, I will just come and collect my soul in a couple days.
I For days, I don't have anybody I can care to tell anymore. You're a
Oh, well,
god of death, you said, right?
yes, god of death. I sort of kill people, take their souls. It kind of works for this whole scythe death form.
It does.
You don't recognize me?
None. I've
Of course not.
you've been in the books, but no religion.
Oh, well, that's a problem. Hmm. Uh, all right. I would love for someone to, sort of fix my predicament here. I don't want to be alone anymore. I would much rather have something to, base off of. How about this? Would you start a little clergy for me?
A clergy for art.
Oyenos. Oyenos
Yes.
is the name. Start a clergy, or take down every other clergy of every other death god. But that seems like a lot more work, doesn't it?
Hmm. I can do it. If I can
Oh,
take down the clergy of every other death god, will you be able to bring my brother back?
uh, you watch her giant form sort of shrink before your eyes as she comes down to meet your level. She comes to your size, um, and she holds out her hand, wither and gray. You can see black veins popping out of it as she extends it and goes, if you take down every clergy, if you take down every clergy of every death god other than my own, which I don't think I have one anymore, but if you take down every clergy of every death god other than my own and make me the lone matriarch of the death realm, I will bring back your brother.
Fine.
Is that a deal?
That's enough of a deal.
She extends her hand.
You will take it and just state, fine. And from this day forward, I guess I am your first clergyman.
You are. Take my hand, and it will be a deal.
Yeah, he takes the hand.
You feel the worst pain that you have ever felt uh, singe your hand with a black mark. Pulling your hand away, you look down. It is that same symbol of the eye with a scythe open. Um, and you look down at it. She goes, "Oh, don't worry about that. I'm just going to keep a watch. All right.
Is
Make
this what
sure
you
you're
did?
doing what you do."
Is this what you did to my brother?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about, love.
As he's just
I
gonna go
didn't do
look
anything.
over to the armor set with the insignia on it.
Oh, that. No, no, that wasn't me. Um, but it was a connection. I'll tell you about it later, but I will tell you, he did have a connection to death. Just wasn't the right connection. Don't
And
worry
this
about it.
is
You'll learn about it later. You know, when you take down your first church, huh? We'll talk.
fine.
We'll talk then. Prove your worth to me, and then I'll share anything that you want. You can ask a question. I can give you that much.
Understandable.
Good. Now, go to sleep, darling. You'll wake up in your own room. Just remember what you owe me, all right?
As he gives a slight nod, still holding on to his brother's armor set.
Uh, you feel a sharp pain in your chest as she takes a hand and hits you, slamming it into your chest. You feel yourself wake up in your own bed, covered in a cold sweat.
Oh god, all just a dream. Ah, thank God. Alright. As he's just gonna be looking
Your
over to his hand.
hello.
Oh, hello? Ooh, I think the DM had a couple of connection issues, maybe? Oh no.
I had issues.
Yeah, I could tell.
If you said anything in the past minute, say it again. That would be great.
Alright. What was the last thing you heard me say?
You coughed and said everything was just a dream.
Alright, he says that as he just like gets up from his bed, cracks his neck a little bit. He's tempted to look over at his hand, but he's a bit nervous too as he opens the door to his house.
You open the door. It's eerily quiet. Nothing seems as it should be. You feel sort of a filter of gray over your eyes as nothing quite seems real at the moment.
Right. Realizing what has happened, he is just gonna go over, sit by his table, and then just stare at his hand, knowing, expecting what he's gonna see.
You stare at your hand. You know what you're going to see, and it's not there.
Hmm.
Nothing is. You don't have the mark. You don't have the insignia. But you do look over in the corner, and you do see your brother's armor, and it does have that match-in insignia on both sides of it, both on the front and the back, with a little note underneath it that says, "I fixed it for you," and it's
Alright.
purely fixed.
As he grabs the plate armor set, dons it on, and just thinks, oh, Christ. Adventurers Guild, was it? I might be able to find something with that. As he looks around for any sword or anything like that. Just gathering
There's
supplies.
a sword lying next to armor.
Alright. Ooh, more issues? Or am I the one having issues? Oh, nope, I can see the stream. My boy Henry's having issues. I try to message him.
I'm fixing my connection issues, I
Yay!
promise.
Alrighty, I hear you now.
Yeah.
We're good, Chief. Alrighty.
You see a sword lying next to the armor. It's the same one your brother was using. It is a long sword.
Alright.
No insignia on that, though.
Gotcha. In that case, he grabs the sword, grabs all the other equipment he finds, and then heads off.
You head off looking for the Adventurers Guild. And that is where I think I'm going to leave it, if that works for you.
Yep, that is the intention.
Perfect. Okay.
Yay!
How'd that go for you?
That
How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it. That was pretty epic, and so is your ringtone. But I enjoyed
You
it.
heard nothing. Lies.
It was pretty neat. I just
Good.
wanted to I was trying to at least get to the hour mark because I didn't know how long the other backstory one was.
Oof. It was an hour. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's So far, they've all been about an hour because
Okay.
that is I'm perfect at everything, and
Yeah,
I
huh?
never have any issues at all.
Nope, not at all. Not like that.
Yeah, huh?
Nope. Uh,
No, never.
oh yeah, no, I had a great
Um,
time. By the next session I am in, I should have my camera working and running, so you do not have to see a image of Gus Johnson staring at you. So we should be good for
I don't
that.
know who Gus Johnson is, to be honest, so I've been very confused.
It's I just made a little meme template and thought it would be good to have that in here. But
All right then.
alrighty.
I say next week we will have another person who was not at our session 0, but I'm
Nice.
sure that they will be great. It will be a session with Tofu and their
Okay.
backstory, and then we have one more before we can get into the actual sessions and act with all of the group members together. And I'm pretty excited for that one.
Gotcha. So who
But
will all be with us?
that's
Who will be joining
who will
us,
all be with
Harry?
us. It will be
Yeah.
you. It'll be you, Tofu, Hero, and Moon. And then it will be myself as the DM. So it is Duck, Tofu, Hero, Moon, and then me as your god of this realm, the god of
No.
gods.
Oh fuck, dude. My goddess isn't gonna be too happy with that one. But yeah, no, totally didn't do that one for
Oh no,
anybody.
I'm sure she wouldn't.
Totally didn't do that one for anybody watching this in the future. But alright. That is.
Oh, oh,
Mhm.
oh no. Okay. Well, that is everything.
Good time. Thank you,
Will
DM.
be up on our podcast feed next week. Of
Yay.
course. The podcast feed next week, same time, Monday. So thank you
And yeah, no,
for
we are putting it on
watching,
YouTube.
and I'm going to.
There'll be a ton of merch.
Oh,
uh,
I'm sure. Let's see if I can convince Maddie to draw some stuff first.
I mean, possibly, but also, we're just gonna make crappy hoodies and stickers.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It is.
Jesus. All right.
We're gonna all make it.
Bye.
Alright, see y'all.